Good evening. I would like to talk to you today about the importance or the benefits that there are out of getting out of your country, getting out there, visiting other um, other countries, visiting other states within America, or even visiting other continents. More specifically today, I will focus on the European continent. The reason I will do so is because I was very lucky, and I consider myself very privileged to have had the chance to live in the European continent and the American continent for many years. Now, I am from a country called Albania. I have lived there most of my life. I have lived there for 12 years of my life. And I have to say, of course, I love my home country, as we all do, as we all love our home countries. Albania borders Greece down south, and it's only 60 miles by sea away from Italy. So it's part of those Mediterranean countries. And because it is so, as you all might know, just from seeing a geographical map, you might see that European countries are, relatively speaking, much closer than what America is to other countries, or at least, the same amount of countries. Now, I've had the chance to live in Greece. That is because on my father's side, my father's family is originally from Greece, so we have a lot of relatives over there. Now, a few years ago, my family made the decision to go and live in Greece for a few years, and we lived there for 3 years. I had the chance to visit or to live in a small town that is located right outside of Athens. Now, while I was there for those 3 years, I did learn about their culture. I did learn their language, of course. I did study in school Greek, in Greek schools, and I did, of course, partake of very, very tasteful Greek food. I still think that Greece is beautiful, as I'm pretty sure that you will all agree. It's one of the most interesting countries to visit, one of the most beautiful countries to visit. Their architecture is magnificent. The buildings that are as old as someone, you can even, there are some buildings that they cannot even figure out how old they might be. Now, another country that I had the chance to visit, it was England. Now, granted that when I was in England, I was there as a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I had the chance to do, when I was there, I had the chance to live there for 2 years. Now, I could not enjoy a few things of England. I could only enjoy parts of their culture that, as a missionary, I was allowed, or I was able to. But I do believe that I learned their culture. I do believe that I had the best of English food. It is not my favorite, but they have some very, very tasty dishes. I had the chance to visit many, many old castles where history of the world has been written. And I still consider myself privileged to have lived there for 2 years. I was in Germany for one year. Germany is a beautiful country. It does not, you might say, you might find out that it does not have as many castles. Of course, there is old buildings, old architecture over there, but Germany is more about technology. Germany is more about the modern, the 21st century. That's what they focus on, and it's a beautiful place. It's a very interesting place to visit. It is very different, culturally speaking, from Albania or from Greece. It is much closer with England than the Mediterranean countries. Another country that I had the privilege to visit was Italy, and I've been to Italy a couple of times, and one of those times I was there for a whole year. The reason I chose Italy, to mention Italy as the last country I've been to in Europe, is because it is my favorite. I do not think I have enjoyed life more than in any other country than Italy. I was impressed. I was really sad when I had to leave Italy, but the culture in Italy, the warmth of the people, the social life that they have, the way they enjoy life, and of course the food. It is my favorite kind of food. The food is the best in my opinion. Now, I came to America in the year 2007, and I have been enjoying living in the States. I have been enjoying visiting different states in America. But what I've noticed about America is, or about the culture here, is that it visiting other or learning more about other countries, it is not as important as it might be in Europe. While in Europe, people always try to go out, always try to visit the bordering countries, always try to visit somewhere, another place, a new place, to learn new dishes, to learn a new language, to learn about a new culture. Uh, in America, people are happy with what they have and they focus on what they know. And most of the time, they are not very willing to get out of their comfort zone to do so. I've had the chance to visit New York, I've had the chance to visit Boston, California. I've been to all of these places and they're beautiful. They are beautiful places. They offer you things that you do not find in other places of the world. But what I noticed is that there is something about the European continent that you will not find anywhere else. There is something about those old buildings. There is something about waking up in the morning and opening your window and seeing, just watching the Adriatic Sea, going and getting very early warm bread. I'm just thinking of Italy right now. There is something about Europe that is just very attractive to me. That is just, as I'm thinking right now, I'm just getting so excited. I wish I could have the financial opportunities to just buy a ticket and just be there by tomorrow. But as a student, as you all know, we do not have that. Now, the reason I chose this topic today is because we only live once, and you might say, as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we do not believe that, and of course I do believe that as well, that we do not live once, but I do believe that we only live once on this earth. And as we believe that after this life, the world that is to come is going to be so much better. But that does not mean that we should not try to enjoy the most and try to get the best out of our experience here on Earth. Earth is a beautiful planet. We have many beautiful nature, there's beautiful architecture, anything that you might think of. Earth has a lot to offer. And if we just really segregate ourselves from other places, if we only do not realize the importance or how much there is out there, one day we might regret it. And why not use this time that we have on Earth? One of the first things that I noticed, or yes, I could say that I noticed about America, is that time is money. And of course I do agree with that. But it has to do with your priorities, or with our priorities. For Americans, time is money. Of course, not everyone. But for most of them, time is money. And that is the reason that America, I would say, was one of the most powerful, or the most powerful countries in the world. I would say it still is one of the most powerful countries in the world. I do not know if it still is, because in the last few years many things have changed. But that is my personal opinion. That is what I noticed about America. People are very focused on their job. People work very much. They do save a lot, which is really, really good. They retire one day. They have so much, most of them, or there's people that have so much money in their bank account. They do not know what to do with it. They buy new cars at an age that maybe having a new car or a brand new car, you might not enjoy it as much as you might have enjoyed it, when you were younger. They buy new houses, and this is when they're older and their families have moved away, their children have moved away. So this is one of the differences. Europe, Spain actually, I will take that as an example. I never had the chance to visit Spain. It's on my list one day. But I've had friends that have visited there, and I've read many articles about Spain. Spain is a country where people enjoy life. Spain is a country where people work, and they make sure that they get what is worth out of their money. They use their money to enjoy life. Now, we do know that all of us have families, and I realize the importance of saving for putting your children through college, for getting a better vehicle, more secure vehicle, for getting a better house, a bigger house. But I promise you that if you really try, that if you really put that as your goal, you will find that, as in Spain, you might enjoy life as much as they do. If you go to Europe, you will find anything you want. If it's food that is your weakness, the best food that there is, you're going to find it in Europe. The most successful restaurants in America, they serve European food. Some of them, the only European thing about them is their name, but that is how they attract people, that how they attract their customers. If it is cars that you love, Mercedes, BMWs, Audis, I don't think I have Ferraris. I don't think I have to talk a lot about this, because European cars, I think, they are the elite of engineering in our world today. I do promise you that if you visit Europe, you will enjoy yourself. You will be very surprised by the time that you have to live there, because once it's time to leave, you will not want to leave. You will want to stay there. I promise you that if you put that as a priority for you to save money to live in Europe, or to just visit Europe for just a few weeks. As a student, I'm just a student, and I had the chance to do it. There's people out there, they have full-time jobs, and their excuse is money. That is no excuse. If you put it as a priority, I promise you that you will not regret going and visiting Europe. You will love it so much that you will want to live there. Italy is my favorite place. If Italy is my favorite country, I do encourage you to visit Italy. But of course, I encourage you to visit many other places. I've never had the chance and privilege to go to France or Spain. They are on my list, and I promise you that I will go there one day.